It's not like we are chasing them away. No, but their money needs to expire. And after 33 years.
All right, my people, every year good. Some few groups of Ghanaian citizens who have nothing to do put themselves together and protest yesterday against South African businesses in Ghana, especially the renewal of goldfields mining in Kappa. Ladies and gentlemen, let's watch as they protest and after, as they present their petition, how they were schooled and rejected. Let's watch the video.
Expired. It's not like we are chasing them away. No, but their money needs to expire. And after 33 years of all the resources you guys have benefited to support the livelihoods of South Africans, we are saying, okay, this time we are taking over that resource. We are going to mine our own gold. We are going to take care of our own resources, and that is how we want it to be. This is not too much to ask. And Ghanaians, we are here to tell the president that, look, this is something very, very important to us. We want to take back Goldfields Ghana. We want to give it to a Ghanaian. If the government is not doing it, we have too many Ghanaians who are well resourced. They have the money, they have every equipment that we need, the technology, everything. All we need is to take it to the Ghanaians, and then we take over from there. All the gold that we have been making, this time it will come to us. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tutum Network Live.
Tutum Network, stop shouting. You are shouting. You are shouting. In Accra, they don't mind good. If you want to shout, go to Takwa and shout. Shout there. That is where the goldfield mining is. It is not in Accra. So stop shouting. All right, anyway. Now, let's watch as they were schooled, as they present their petition.
Okay. 5 years, 10 years, no Ghanaian will wish even to travel. Because you'll find everything here. But one thing we shouldn't forget, as people of this color, is no matter what, we have to protect one another. I'm saying this is very important. When we talk about Pan-Africanism, you mentioned in comments briefly, this is what they fought for. Secretary Jomo Kenyatta, Mandela himself, while he was in jail for 27 years, before he came and liberated his people. This is not a Mandela South African you are seeing. Myself sitting here, I lived in Canada for 42 years. Despite all the successes in human development, I didn't feel I was at home. Yeah, you create family, you gain access, assets and everything. But you feel your humanity in your own community. I'm not going to go and learn, but I want to just put something little for you to go back, you the leaders of your groups, right? To think through that, yes, my brother has offended me. He underestimated me. He wanted to rob my dignity. Sometimes in life, the person who is attacking you truly needs your help. People don't go after others for no reason. They see success in you. Rather than coming down and asking, my brother, how did you make it? How did you create your barber shop? How did you get your hairdresser? See, you mentioned Ghanaians. We had this advantage. South African youth don't have skills at all. I've never lived there, but I read they have no skills. If you look at our Ghanaian culture, if you have two sisters, two brothers, or whatever at home, maybe one able to go to secondary school and pursue, the other one who couldn't make it, the mother or father will say, go and learn hairdressing, go and learn sewing. The guy, they say, go and learn mechanic. Such as they don't have that cohesive families. was almost as uncle, like they are coming from post-apartheid. It's almost like, excuse me to say, the black Americans, even though they live on the continent of Africa. Go to Chicago, if you go to New York, you see these behaviors. They don't know who is their uncle. Nobody talks to them. They do anything anyhow. And then, of course, if drug is infested, it's even worse. So they take the weakest link and treat them like that. And then there's also those cheap politicians. If they don't have nothing to offer you, then they'll give you an alternative that your job has been taken by this one. But that job was not even offered to that person. Or no creating a job. What else? Somebody who has traveled all the way from Ghana or Nigeria and gone, sometimes even with little or nothing, is able to find a way to build a kiosk and start a barbering shop or get a hairdressing going. They cannot do that. To me, I just want to say this afternoon that, I really applaud you guys for what you've got a lot of vision, but don't pay your enemy. See. To me, they are not even enemies. When they came, I told the last group that came, I told them, I said, you know what, these people are crying for help, they need our help. And sometimes when you are fronting something better, there are negative forces. Recently, President Mahama, all of us were with him at UN. We tabled this resolution. The West are looking at it. This time again, Africans are going to be trying to rally themselves together like our forefathers in the 60s, including those guys. They will find a way to dismantle it, and they're always going to use your own people to dismantle it. When they overthrew Nkrumah, they didn't bring strangers from outside. They used our own people to dismantle it. When they took Selassie out of Ethiopia, they used their own people. So we should be very mindful of that. Today, I just want to talk a little bit of wisdom to you guys. We should be very, very mindful. Try and educate your people. They are going to do anything possible. Next year, President Mahama is going to be the chair of the African Union. How do you formulate African Union and say how many states we have in Africa?
54.
54. And then we say the African Union we have is 54 minus 1. They will laugh at us. Do you understand? So we have a responsibility to help South Africa reshape their destiny. This is not what Mandela asked for. They've had some unfortunate bad years. Ghana, we have gone through our own share of bad years. But one thing that holds us very, very civil is about our traditional institutions. Every village, every town has a queen, has a king. So even where you don't have the police force in your community, you respect the king, you respect it. This is what has transformed us to what we are. These guys don't have that. So let's, I've taken this. I'm sure you have your own copy. The tit for tat is not enough. We are trying to build an African empire. The US, they had their own fight. The North and the South, they fought. A lot of people died before they went to the United States of America, before the two nations. Even when Mandela came, the Zululand wanted to separate themselves. He says, no. We want African unity. Now you are going to move yourself away. Where do we start? All these guys eventually have to be whipped into line. There's a lot of things we have to learn. Let's get reality. I know you're a very conscious group of people. That is why I'm trying to even go a little bit deeper. I would have just taken this envelope and said, thank you. We will respond to it. But you have educated me. So I'm also going to try to educate you a little like when you are outside this continent, they don't call you Ghanaian or South Africa or Tanzania. They call you African. You understand? So why am I going to say I am this African and not that African? Even Nigerians, because they've given them this bad connotation, sometimes when they break it down, after they say you're African, say which part of Africa are you? Ghana, Nigeria or Ghana? He's seeking something positive for himself. So it's bent, but it's not falling yet. Let's help them to fix it. The leaders are not smart enough, as you say. Ramaphosa, he's trying everything to try to do damage control, but it's not working. He didn't handle it properly. As you said, maybe it's election. But you're going to forfeit your own African life for your vote? Your presidency is more important than the person that is killed. No human being's life is less than any position in this world. I don't care whether you're a king or whatever. So that is what it has reduced to. And those youth who did the rampage and the assault are going to eventually learn and regret. Because they're not going to get anything. The shop your brother left there, I didn't need a joke here. If you give the scissors to another South African to go and get a barber, they won't get coverage out here.
Thank you very much, Asin North MP, for words of wisdom. At least you have educated them enough. And now, as I check, people are asking me whether this organization are APS or Consent Youth Alliance, which I check. I'm not seeing those members there. I don't know whether Ghana Drunkard Association. I don't really know. Maybe it could be the last one. Anyway, I go by the name Inyas President, and that's me, your favorite, your number one president all over the world. Still, we say power to the Rangers. One Ghana Drunkard Association.
My advice to those that are organizing a counter march: be smart.
My people, everywhere good. The leader of the Zulus in South Africa has an important message to all foreigners and also all South Africans. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go and watch the video, and after we will dig inside.
My advice to those that are organizing a counter march: be smart. Just don't. This is bigger than everybody. You can't stop it. We are not going to break anything. We are not going to bend the country. We are not going to hurt anyone. But don't stand in our way. Just allow us to peacefully do our things the way we've been doing it for this long. So we don't need anyone now. We don't need any politician to interfere. We don't need any government official to interfere. We just need you as a person that is in power to become a South African. We need the president to be a South African. We need all premiers to be South Africans. We need all MPs to be South Africans. We need everyone in parliament to be a South African. And we need to stand together, stand on the same ground, on the same side, and face the problem. And then everything is going to be okay. We've never called for anybody to come down or to be removed from his position. So there is no need for anyone to stand against us. Siyayinyisa lento lena ngeke ngempela manje. Nganitshela ngathi leli izwe lolungiswa izinsizwa. Ngatshela ngishabaculi, ngathi webaculi in 10 years. I said this 3 years ago. Ngathi amaciko akithi kufuneka azi ukuthi ubunsizwa la eSouth Africa yibo buzobe busho ukuthi akiwe ngakuphi. Hayi ukuthi ngangikhuluma iphupho noma ngangihlala bangedelela abanye bangedelela abanye sesingabangani nabo namhlanje ababengedelela. Kodwa nganginitshela into engazi ukuthi izokwenziwa yimina. Ngathi leli izwe liyokhululeka, ngihlala ikhululeka, ngiyobe ngomunye wabantu oyobe hola abantu abayobe bekhulula lelizwe. Hamba uyobheka ama video ngoba ngangaqakeli. We don't just wake up in the morning and talk rubbish. We are given visions about impilo, and we listen to those voices when they come to us and say this is what must be done, and it must be done in a very respectful way. So ke bafana bakithi, ingane zakithi, ingane zakwethu nonke, this is our country. Wonke umuntu needs to play a little part in making sure that this country becomes comes back to its normal self. So wonke umuntu ola eSouth Africa sicela abambe iqhaza ekulekeleleni izwe insizwa zakithi. Nibonile ukumasha kwenu ukuthi abantu bayahamba manje. Yabo sabona. Nibonile ukumasha kwenu ukuthi abantu bayahamba manje insizwa. Madodakazi, ingane zakithi, bodadewethu, nibonile ukumasha kwenu ukuthi yikho kwenza abantu behambe njengamanje. Ngakho ke sicela bafowethu ukuthi niqine, niqhubeke, ningaphela manje. Ayizonde inkabi ayibambe khona. Donkey.
All right, as you heard from the horses' own mouths,
Okay.
their march and march are there for peace, but don't cross them. If you cross them, they are going to crush you. They are there for peace. They are sanitizing their country for peace. But as a foreigner, don't dare them. As a minister, don't dare them. As a police officer in the country, don't dare them. Allow them to do their march and sanitize the country. If you are a foreigner, don't even venture. And by now, we know on the 30th, all foreigners will leave the country and make the country free and clean. After, you can choose to return or you can choose to stay in your various country. There are no war in African countries that you people will be running to South Africa. Develop your country. Fix your country. Let your country be clean so that you people can stay in. Let your country be free from bandits and kidnapping so that you people can stay there. South Africa is not a dumping place for poor people. Yes, anyway, I go by the name the Nash President, and I still remain your favorite, your number one president all over the world. Still, we say power to the Rangers.
Okay, my name is Millie Abu. I've been in South Africa for 23 years. So being there, I haven't obtained any papers because, you know, the system is quite difficult. And then also, you have to go through a lot of process before you can obtain the papers. And then when I was there, I was a tutor. I also had a spa that I was running. But at a certain time, the police came in there and then they had to take everybody out of there because we didn't have proper documentation to own a salon or a spa or a beauty spa. Yeah.
So when the xenophobic, I'm sure you told us it's the officials that came to your spa.
Yeah.
But when the xenophobic attack started, what was your response and what was people's response to it?
Well, when the xenophobic started, it actually affected everyone, even the kids at school, because most teachers, they criticize kids that are from outside. They don't regard them the same way that they regard other kids that are in South Africa. They treat them different. They talk badly about Nigerian nationals just to make other kids to feel supreme or to feel more bigger than other kids. So it actually took a toll on my kids. I, as a parent, I'm always at home because I'm a full-time mom and then I also tutor, so I don't have time going up and down. But the kids would always come back from school and also inform me that, oh, mommy, this is what I went through at school. The teacher was criticizing, or the teacher would make a comment that, be careful of Nigerians, they're kidnappers, or there are some certain things that is very bad words.
So even though your kids were born in South Africa, they don't have.
No, they don't have proper documentation. They differentiate kids. If a child is born in South Africa from both foreign nationals, the child does not get entitled to having a documentation in South Africa. So,
Interesting. And finally, to wrap things up, do you have any sentiments towards South Africa? Do you think you're going back there in the future?
well, for now, I don't think I have anything to go back for in South Africa because there's nothing there. I don't have anything to go back to. So I want to start a new life here in Nigeria and see where life takes me.
Exclusively, we hear a lot of things about how South Africans don't do the same thing they do to other black people, to their fellow South Africans. What can you tell me about that sentiment? Is it just sentiment from me, or you that have lived there? Can you tell me that?
Well, it's for everyone. Like, you can be there for long, you won't have a paper, or you can go to a hospital. They will first put their people first before they put a foreigner. Or when you go to a hospital, let's say, for instance, let's say the bill is 1,000. South Africans are privileged to pay less amount, and then foreigners should pay full amount or more than South Africans.
Finally, do you think there's a segregation between the white South African and the black South African?
Definitely there is. Because according to the apartheid era, the white had so much dominion over blacks, and which is still what is going on now. You can't see a black South African walking up to a white South African because South African, there's a boundary, and then it still has that impact that as white person has more power over black South Africans.
So please, can you tell me where you live in South Africa and that's the
Come again?
like your region in South Africa?
Oh, I was in Pretoria.
Right, thank you very much.
All right, my people everywhere, good. This is one of the returnees from South Africa to Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. But one thing that I don't agree with that is that Nigerians don't like the truth. In all these cases, she's undocumented. You went there to operate saloon. You went there to own a puzzle shop, which it was closed. Yes, it should be difficult for foreigners to obtain citizenships in South Africa. South Africa is in Africa and not in Europe. Anyway, let's move to the important issue. I don't get it when you look into Nigeria, their face, and tell them that Nigeria is a kidnapping country, then they diverse. Then why are you telling them that, yes, Nigeria is a kidnapping country? Or kidnapping is going on in their country. Now, South Africans are telling their children, don't make Nigeria one of your favorite country, because Nigerians, they are kidnappers. People, they para. Are they not kidnapping going on in your country? So when South African teacher is teaching their children and telling them the facts or the history of Nigeria, what is wrong with that? What is actually wrong with that? No, be careful, be warned. Don't make Nigerians as your friends, to the extent that maybe tomorrow to come, you will follow them to Nigeria, they will kidnap you. And it is a fact that the teacher is telling their students. So what is wrong with this? What is wrong with this? Gone are the days our forefathers, our grandfathers told us more story about Nigerians, that they eat human meat. And we have seen people eating human meat in Nigeria still till now. Let me put this video to you. Where a Nigerian went and bought food, where there's small prickle in the stew. Check the video.
Na seafood wa buy. Seafood wa the chop for ore.
Yes. So it is what it is. If you want to tell a story, tell it the way it's supposed to be, or how it's supposed it is. We can't lie. That kidnapping not going on in Nigeria? Let me, my sister. And I pray you stay in Nigeria and wait and see. And look at how it's going to be there. You see how your skin from South Africa, look at the way beautiful you are now. Give yourself 2 months, 3 months. Now, if Nigeria don't show you shaggy, if Nigeria don't show you shaggy, call me bastard. By the name Nyash President, and I still remain your favorite, your number one president all over the world. So you show power to the Nyash.